But yeah, I mean, learning new stuff and getting out there and doing something different. I actually prefer when I go and watch somebody live coding, I prefer seeing them learning new things that they don't already know. I'm not going there to watch somebody who's, super senior at this particular thing and can just do it by rote. That's no fun to watch. I want to see people screw up. I want to see them fail in public and then see how they figure out how to learn that stuff. So, I would say go fail in public.
I think the other disadvantage of that, if you're super senior and you're doing what you know, um, and you know everything that you're going to be doing, maybe you're going to be moving too fast for people to keep up.
Right. Like
So,
Primogen is really entertaining. I like watching him.
but it's an entertainment aspect.
I have no idea what the hell he's programming because he flies around so fast. I have no idea what he's doing. Lucian says that's a great perspective to watch someone learn something new and learn from that process. I like that too, and not only about programming but about a wide range of topics. Yeah, exactly. It's learning how to learn, seeing how other people learn, incorporating some of that stuff. And what's really good is everybody learns a different way and everybody has something valuable to show. So if you go and do some live streaming or some coding in some kind of public scenario, that live streaming doesn't have to be it, but this whole failing in public, actually, I think we should change the title of this to learning in public.
Yeah,
because that's really what it is.
I thought of that before you actually said it. I was like, learning in public may be more appropriate.
Right. And I thought about that as the title of this, but I specifically made it failing in public because I wanted to make that point during the show, is that it's not really failing. It's learning. And, I've told my kids several times over their school careers that school isn't really about what you learn. It's about learning how to learn. That's the important part, because when you get into a job, most of the stuff you learned in school is going to evaporate. What you really want to hang on to is
how to apply.
Right. What you want to hang on to is how to figure out things, right? Learning how to learn. And I think that's one of the great benefits of people who will go out and learn in public, is because they can show people their process and show people, well, this is how I figure things out. Because that'll help people, right? So, one of the things I want to try to do is make it so that people will go into a failing in public scenario with the mindset of, I'm not trying to look like the best programmer. I'm trying to share with people how I learn new things. And that'll translate, I think, into when I go into a job interview and they say, code this in front of me, what they're trying to see is, how do I figure things out? Not, I know all the answers off the top of my head, right? So yeah, I think I would love to see more of this in the community, more live coding, more learning in public type of thing, because I think it's going to help the next generation of developers feel confident that senior developers aren't some magical beast up there with a unicorn horn and a magic wand. All of us are learning all the time, and that's a good thing. And don't be afraid of that.
That's an especially important point to say, is that all of us are learning all the time. You have to, because all the languages that Rebuilt mentioned, Elixir, Lua, Rust, were those around 10 years ago?
Nope. Well, Lua may have been, but
Lua may have been, but things move so fast.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like if you want to stay current, you in this type of profession, you have to be constantly learning.
Right.
So that is the skill that will pay more dividends than anything else.
Right. And the specific technical stuff I learned 20 years ago doesn't really matter anymore. But the
Yeah.
learning how to figure that stuff out I learned 20 years ago, that still matters. So learning how to learn is constantly a good thing. And if I can help people do that more in the community, out in public, I think that's going to be a good thing. So if you haven't joined our Discord, please do so. I'll be putting up there and on Twitter too. Some times when I'll be hanging out and just talking to people about how to live code and what they need, the technologies, the equipment, the mindsets, tips and tricks, or ticks and trips if that's what you want to talk about. I don't know. See, failing in public, just there you go. Yeah, Collins says seeing how others work and think through issues is invaluable. Right. That's why I want to go watch people live code. That's when I go to watch it, that's what I'm looking for. I don't really care what they're coding, honestly. I don't care what they're actually working on. I want to see how they're thinking through the problems. And so that's what I'm hoping that people come watch me do it for, is not only to hang out and have fun, but to see how I'm working through the problems and learn how to learn. So, you know, if you guys just keep a watch out on the Discord and Twitter, and I'll make an announcement as soon as I figure out a time for that. And I'll start with maybe an hour a week where we can just hang out on the Discord chat and talk through questions you have if you want to get into this and how to resolve these things, because I really do want to see more of that in the community. Rebuilt says, when I watch, I'm looking for how they debug, what their workflow looks like, what tools they're using. Exactly. I love that stuff. I love the tool chains and how they process the problem, because I learn something every time I see somebody different doing that, because they have a different way of thinking, and it helps me. So
If you like this clip and want to watch another one, you can click right here. Or if you want to watch the full video, you can click here.